getting into Battlegrounds themselves. But speaking of getting into Battlegrounds, let's get into our next one, because Without Boost are coming up again. However, we are going to be taking a look even at our last team to play. These are our last team here. This is Speedrun Last Place Any %. And they are going to be spinning the wheel to see exactly what map we're going to be having here in this best of one. Because as we mentioned, the teams don't pick the maps. The wheel does.
Damn right. I love the wheel.
And to say,
the wheel's great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I want a quick lip, man. I want to take this wheel to dinner. I want to make sure it's having a nice life.
If it gives you Eye of the Storm.
If it gives me Eye of the Storm. If it don't give me Eye of the Storm, then I'm breaking up with it. There we are.
There we go. You heard. So if by the end of the night we don't see any Eye of the Storm, Licro is breaking up with the Battleground map. So let's spin it and see if it does give us Eye of the Storm, or if this relationship that Licro has with the map is going to continue to be a little bit rocky between these two teams here. Speedrun Last Place Any % and Without Boost. And it looks as though we are getting Arathi Basin. So, Eddie, Without Boost, we've seen what they can do. Speedrun Last Place Any %. What are we expecting out of them?
What we expect out of them is a great question, because they are, at least I've spoken a bit with their leaders behind the scenes coming into the tournament, and they were taking games of Without Boost. They were taking games of Nito to Talk Me, which we could argue are the two favorites. So I will say we haven't seen them today, so I expect great performances. They have been practicing really, really hard for this tournament. They have been playing literally 8 to 9 hours a day, so I hope to see some great tactics. I hope to see some great teamwork and some great gameplay from that team.
And Arathi Basin, Licro, if you've got a team like that have taken maps off you before that you know of, but this is the first time that you've realistically seen them in a tournament sort of setting, how good of a map is Arathi Basin for a team going into that? Because their strategies are going to be completely different to stuff that you've maybe come across before. Yeah,
well, Arathi Basin can make or break a team. It really can. You can be having... Oof. They need to be on their A game. They can't be messing around. They have to be serious. So,
yeah. But Arathi Basin is the time to do it as well. And I want to hear from chat too. We've got a poll up. So 1 in chat if you think that Speedrun Last Place Any % is going to take this map, this Arathi Basin. Or 2 if you think Without Boost is going to be taking the map here. And I think one of the things that we've kind of got to talk about as well is whenever you're in this position, Eddie, just before we jump into the map, you know, Without Boost kind of lost the last map, and they lost the last map realistically pretty emphatically. How much is that going to play on them going into this map here?
I would say that this team is one of the teams with a stronger mental. You have to take into account that this is a boosting team, right? They are used to mistakes. They're used to losing bases. So I don't think this will affect them at all. They are looking ahead. They are looking at the best of threes. They're looking at the playoffs when we get into that phase. They just want to get through this round robin. Now, to elaborate on that, I think that for me, my personal favorite going into this, again, I'm going to go against maybe the odds, but I'm going to go again with Without Boost. I have faith, and I hope they can deliver to me today.
That's fair. Licro, just before we get into the map, your predictions?
Okay, this one is actually a very close one. Oh, no. What? Oh, this is...
You've got a perfect record. You don't want to mess it up.
I'm catching
Without Boost.
Okay.
I don't know though. Not on this one. I can't call this one. I don't.
Well, you said Without Boost, so
Without Boost. I think
I'm
100% win ratio right now.
Yeah.
Usually.
And also, it's great to see Speedrun Last Percentage. It's fun to note that they are the only team with an American player joining us in. It's Revs in the American scene. I'm sure many of you are familiar with him. He's a great player. And they also have other great names. They have customer support, previously teammate to Evidence when we see that matchup later. And they have Divinovic, one of the greatest Reds, if not the best. And then Sublix, of course. I mean, some would regard him as just after Blizzo when it comes to Warriors. So it's really, really great players we're going to see.
super excited. I think I'm going to go with Speedrun Last Place Any Percent simply because of their name. But here we are, Arathi Basin. We saw how this map went earlier when we saw German Heroes versus German Academy. Licro, talk us through these first opening minutes here in Arathi Basin between Speedrun Last Place Any Percent and Without Boost.
So what we see here, Mick knows, Without Boost knows that the Speedrun is going to send a Guardian to mines, and that's Ulahino, or commonly known in the community as Tafsiri, absolute legend. But they know, and Mick and Without Boost, they have the counter for it. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get CC capped. But now they're going into mid, trying to pop off. I always find Divinovic is trying to find the Holy Paladin. Forlay is taking some big damage, both the melee straight onto him. But you can see Troy's in the background. He's jumping down to mines. They're going to try and do something at mines now. The Rogue has shown that he is at mines. So Mick needs backup before they lose it. Lera's pretty fine here. Oh, big Convoke though, maybe. Iron Bark and Tree Form come out. But Eddie, where do they go from here?
I think the mines it's a rough situation this because for Troyes and them they are in a 2v1, right? But customer support is holding the stand right now. But eventually
he has trinket. He hasn't used it yet. He didn't press it.
But he needs reinforcement now. He has no trinket now. The next rotation of DR, he's definitely losing the base. The MC is coming off. This base is got. He got.
Harley got
beautiful
there.
Save. Beautiful
Harley
save.
came in. They knew that they needed the reinforcement, but they've got to be careful. Faller's dead in mid. They're losing a lot of pressure, honestly. And now they're going to try and keep Mick. They don't want to lose BS. BS is the most powerful base on the map, but also LM Revsy gets absolutely annihilated. Holy moly.
Back to your graveyard you go.
Yeah.
Very simple and interesting. We're 2 minutes in and we have seen the stables and we've obviously seen the farm taken, but that is it. We're still seeing the fight over lumber. We're still seeing the fight over mines, and Blacksmith is still going to be a massively contested point. So once again, a very close game between these two teams. Last Place Any Percent with a slight score advantage, but that is negligible at this stage of Arathi Basin. And realistically, the first one to blink, I suppose you could call it, the first one to potentially gain a base or even gain Blacksmith is going to be make a big change.
Did they secure mines?
They've secured
mines. Oh, that is huge, because now every extra time the points tick, they're getting more ahead. Now this puts a little bit more pressure onto Speedrun. They need to do something now. They need to either take the team fight. If this was me, I would want to take the team fight or commit or ink another base. But it looks like I can see Ulahino is coming towards mid, maybe. Maybe they want to spin mid and try for LM. What do you think, Eddie?
I think here that we're gonna see the attack on LM. At least I would prefer that Speedrun, the Last Place Any Percentage, went to LM. GM is lost. They need the uncontested base at LM, and then they can fight in the brawl for the last at BS. Now we saw Ulahino move away from the base. I'm not sure. I think maybe he is ghosting and inking, and if he's inking the rogue, which I assume, then it's gonna be very hard to defend.
Demonic Circle saving Hyoka there. He knew exactly what was happening. So he just decided, I'm going to place this down because I know what's coming. And it's
another
but there we go. He very nearly got him, but Sonar actually did a great job in getting themselves back on. I believe that was the Goblin boots that got them back up there. That was huge. That could have been massive if they'd have been able to have turned that.
Oh, wow. That just shows the reactions of some of these players. They've played RBG long enough. They know their keybinds. They're not going into any of this unprepared. They've thought of all the variables. Lera gets absolutely annihilated, and it's only Divinovic and Sublex now spinning mid. They probably, I imagine, so now. Customer subs coming also. I feel like
is this going to be enough to hold it?
Yeah, yes, like a true rogue, he's gonna lay in stealth and wait. This was the creme de la creme of evidence, and this guy was with him. Yes, but this guy did it with evidence for seasons. They were the two rogues when they were in the same team that did this. Now I would slightly favor still Without Boost here, as the others don't have a healer, but the red have a lot of off healing. The warrior can beat as well with the rogue, and we see the ghost now.
Oh, what this is doing, he's probably going to be looking for a smoke bomb onto Sona, but Tiger's there to reinforce, and he has healers. Lera's just coming back. it's not like they won't have support soon, but it's looking like without boost does want to commit to LM now. You can see them moving up. The Warrior's coming in. He's diving straight in there. Customer sub. He's lurking around both the rogues. They're trying to make a play. They want the smoke bomb or something. They just need an opportunity. But like I just said, ABC got absolutely obliterated by that rogue. But now is the time when people are in the scramble. You can see Mick, the Shadow Priest running. They know the base is ghosted, or they think it is, and they're trying to capitalise on it.
Although Blacksmith has moved over to last place any percent here, though, I think. Unless we do see, obviously, a big move over from without boost, which potentially could be happening. But ABC just got deleted so hard there, and it turned him into DEF. That was just brutal.
Yeah.
And it looks very, very rough here for without boost. Actually, they are really struggling. If they lose BS, this will allow speedrun to. They got Martis, but
they got lumber as well. Last place got lumber, so they've tagged. They haven't quite turned it, but they've definitely got the tag on it. And it looks as though that is really secure. But there's the smoke bomb. Is this going to be enough here?
No. He's got it. DJ is there right in the mix, and he has all of his defensive arsenal that he's using. And now look, ABC's there. He grips DJ out. Now that DJ's done his job, he wants to run, get a reset, and then get a redo if he has to. I don't know why that rhymed, but it did. I'm a rap god now, apparently.
But again, we're back into that position. This is now working for without boost. If they can hold this, they've already got the lead. It's not a massive lead, granted, but they already have this. If they can hold Blacksmith and they can stop any inks on any of the other ones, but like if they can keep mine and farm, then realistically they've won this.
They definitely have, and what I would like to see from him now is maybe send one of the druids out on a listen mission. Send him out to attack, as we see right now, going to mines. There, he's attacking mines right now, he's attacking Troyes. Customer support is following though, but I would like to see them this year. They need to attack bases when they're ahead. Just thin out the team fight, stabilize BS. If 2 DPS leaves BS, that means your healer can drink, you don't go It's a perfect scenario for them, right? Actually,
look at that standoff.
Look
at that standoff, and there you also see looking, just making any sign. There's going to be a druid suddenly swooping into action, and it looks like customer sub is kind of leaving that one, realizes that maybe not the time to take it. They are focusing very, very hard on BS now, and again, without boost doing a great job, they know that last place any percent realistically has to be the one to step forward. They have to be the one to make something happen, because without boost are going to be quite comfortable in this position if this is how the rest of the game stays, because they already have that lead. But again, if anything changes, it's a small enough lead where it can be taken away super quickly.
Well, this is still anyone's game. While Blacksmith isn't capped, anyone can win. But I imagine speedrun, they're going to be looking now to try and maybe steal one of with their boost bases, just to make sure they have the income of points over them, and then they would secure the third. This is just, see, this is what I was saying. It's just too close to call. And then saying about ghosting earlier that I was telling you about, that the Bookin waiting on top of mines, he's expecting trouble.
That's a troll under a bridge.
Yeah, DJ just there lurking around, looking for any opportunity. And the thing is, while people are in stealth, the other team is worried and they want to know, so everyone plays a little bit more defensive. But yeah.
Yeah, and also if we look at this right now, Lera LOL has chosen to go on the defense, defending stables right here. And the reason for that is to have more DPS you can reinforce BS with. BS is still uncontested. If I were speedrun last percent, blah blah blah, that's a hard name for us. I would definitely force a fight on BS here. For me, if the base is uncontested, that is where you need to take the fight.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
yeah, they're in a position where, you know, once again, as mentioned, they're currently on to losing if it stays like this. They almost have to take that risk of really making the move towards a different base. And yes, if you lose something like stables, that is something that is super unfortunate. But we've spoken about how powerful a position Blacksmith can be, and they can then kind of reinforce to basically anywhere on the map. And unfortunately, they've got themselves into a position where they absolutely have to take this risk, because again, you stay like this, but looks as though Lumbermill is under a lot of damage here. The priest taking so much damage, customer support coming across, helping out Ethic on the Warlock, and they've pushed the priest away. Are they going to be able to flip this?
I feel I'm very concerned for speedrun right now. I'm very concerned for a speedrun. They're not really doing anything in mid. They're running out of mana. Sona's getting the drink in the back, but you can see the warrior right there. He's chasing after him. He charges in, stop the drink, keep his combat. Lerolo trying to go into cap form to try and make him a smaller target. Hopefully try to ninja cap it, but it doesn't. Priest knocks back. It's a little bit of a stalemate. This game is going to be won or lost on inking, in my opinion. I expect the action from the Rogues and the Boomkins to come very soon. Speedrun needs to get a base, or they're just going to lose.
It sounds strange, but it almost feels at this point, I mean, we can take a look and see exactly what we're looking at damage-wise and killing blows, but it almost feels as though last place any percent are in last place here. They're running short against Without Boost, but Without Boost somehow feels the more aggressive of the two teams here.
Definitely. They definitely have the map presence. Like, I feel like they're more present on the map, if that makes sense. Oh, but Fashion dies. They're losing Blacksmith. Eddie.
Are they losing Blacksmith?
This is a major kill. Monk is down now. Definitely speedrun last place any percentage. They need to enforce BS now. The healer's down. ABC is Fowler is there still low, but this is the time. Because you have to remember, there's no one spawning at BS.
No.
It's still uncontested. So whoever wins the fight gets the base and gets the momentum. But still, like, as we get closer and closer...
Here comes the support from Without Boost.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they made it in. But still, when we get closer and closer, tension is rising. The play to want to make a play is on speedrun. They need to do something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you take a look at exactly what's going on between these two teams, and we've mentioned it's kind of almost a stalemate that Without Boost are kind of slightly ahead on. And yeah, it's at any point, if anybody drops, then it's going to switch over. ABC does drop down. We're seeing quite a few people dropping down. Fashion goes down as well on the side of Without Boost. Is this going to be it for last place any percent? Are they going to be able to take Blacksmith? It looks as though they are. This is huge, but then comes the Rogue to potentially stop it. Hiding in the shadows. The Rogue is not going to last long, but is it going to be enough to potentially delay them capping this? Is it going to be enough to let anybody from Without Boost come in? It does look as though it potentially will be, but once again, is it going to be effective in stopping them from fully capping it? Let's take a look.
They get it.
Here we go. They looks like they're going to be able to get this one. There's the stop.
They didn't.
How did they not grab that one? Harley's still going for it. Is Harley going to be able to take it Without Boost still stepping forward? If they're able to get this one, there it is. So if this turns over, this is going to be super, super interesting to see how Without Boost really replies to this one. However, last place any percent do need to make sure that they're keeping an eye on pretty much everything they own. They need to make sure that farm is safe. They need to make sure that lumber mill is safe, which currently looking at the map, it is. They have enough here in being able to... There's no way that Without Boost is going to be able to potentially turn this with this amount of players here. So once again, this last sort of 500 points between these two teams is going to end up becoming super close, especially when this now gets turned over to last place any percent.
Well, personally, I just can't believe it. They just crumbled in a matter of seconds. I think they need to commit more to a team fight, and I think they need to commit Without Boost.
Lumber.
This is, but they're trying to hit Lumber. Lumber's a good base to fight. You've got the potential to knock people off. Also, Eddie, you're a Demon Hunter player, so you don't have to worry about that. But
No. I think here from Without Boost, if they have to do something, it is, yes, as we see here, they need to ink the Guardian. I would, though, like to see them attack more than one base. I would like to see the Shadow maybe try to solo the Guardian, force a healer or a DPS to come help him thin out the map. Because you have to remember, last place, any percentage, they need to defend 3 bases. That's 3 members you need to allocate to those bases, which means that if a Shadow can pull 2 to a base, then you're outmanning them. And I think they need to try and make some numbers advantage here, at least if they want to have any chances of winning.
Was that customer support getting knocked off a cliff there?
yeah, it was. He was so lucky that he landed in the water. That would have, well, customer support. Everyone saw that on stream. We move on. We won't dwell on that one for too long.
Won't mention it. Without Boost actually doing a good job, it looks as though they may potentially be pushing last place any percent here. But you take a look at the score and look at last place. They are starting to catch up here. They're slowly but surely ticking away. Again, if this holds, we're going to end up with a game where there is less than 50 points between these two teams. But Without Boost are pushing hard at Lumber. There's the defense relatively easy here at Stable. They don't have to worry about that. There's a little bit bit of action going on over at Blacksmith. Once again, that doesn't look to be anything too bad. There's a druid going off the edge, though. Is that enough to kill them? I don't believe so. They were able to survive. But Without Booster pushing hard here at Lumber, is it going to be enough, though? But looks, here comes Without Boost. Look at this. Without Boost can get this. They've only got one Warlock there. There's a druid coming to convoke the spirits as well. They're going to be able to get this. They're going to be able to turn this.
He needs to bomb him. He's got the conduit. Nah, he's good. Taff is Ulahino is there. Sorry, but yeah, that base is so safe. Oh, that's the reaction. This is what it takes to be good. Be at the highest level of RBG. They've got
Lumber.
No way.
But they lose mines in the process.
Yeah, they've lost mines, so there's now a flip over, but looks as though Blacksmith is now being hard fought under. We did see it momentarily flip over to Without Boost, but now it's gone back over to Last Place Any %. These last few points are huge between these two teams.
And great awareness by Revsi. Revsi noticed instantly. He knew as soon as Rogue Boomy showed, I can go mines, and he did. He got the base. It's perfect. Like, this is why when you notice the enemy are ghosting, you have to react quick. And not to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it begins to look rougher and rougher for Without Boost.
Yeah, and absolutely. Of course, Speedrun also have 2 bases that are actually captured for them, while Without Boost only has the 1 base, ticking those points over. So right now, SR is getting more points. Wait, are they getting the base back?
They might be getting it back. I mean, look at they've committed hard here for mine. They've committed hard for mine. You take a look at the players that we've got here. It's actually almost an even split between all of these players. Maybe slightly more on the side of Without Boost. But I think they're going to be able to keep this. Yeah,
I think they'll hold it. Ulahino already moved out. Ulahino's running around. He's the safety net of the team. If they're in trouble at a base, he will be there. And either one of the Paladins or the Rogue will be defending. It's fantastic. And for fantastic awareness.
First time this match, we've actually seen Last Place Any % have taken the lead now. They've taken the lead by 5 points, and this is going to tick up by 1 every single time.
4 bases.
They've also, how have they managed to lose farm as well?
Yeah, they've just been 4 capped. They've been 4 capped live on Twitch Without Boost. Has crumbled in these last few minutes. First prediction that I've lost, apparently.
This could be the first prediction you've lost. I mean, there is still time potentially to turn this round if something drastic happens, but you've got to imagine that Last Place Any % have looked pretty solid here. We do see the defense here on the side of Tigger on that Druid. Customer support just checking out. There's Blacksmith. Blacksmith is looking really solid. Without Boost are currently without a way to win this match. And they looked pretty solid. It was in their favour for quite a while, but then Last Place Any % were able to slowly but surely manage to get themselves back into this game. And we're not over yet, but you've got to imagine the moment that farm ticks back over to them, there it is. You've got to imagine this is over now.
I mean, Without Boost, they've already left the game. Honestly, they understand their fate. It was a fantastic game, but they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Revsi here, this is why he is top of the ladder in NA, and he's over here playing on EU. We love him dearly, and I'm sure his team loves him dearly right now also for securing the win for them. Eddie, that's exactly how you play Demon Hunter. He knew where to be.
Yeah. Now I will say also I am quite disappointed with Without Boost performance. They had the point lead, they had the momentum, they even had people floating, even the enemies were floating, they had a healer defending. And in these situations, you need to capitalize. You need to just drag it out, make it a long, boring race, but in the end you win.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. And taking a look at that, what would you say, Licro, was kind of the turning point between those two teams there? We saw them battling quite hard over Blacksmith, and then slowly but surely Last Place Any % were able to kind of almost eke out a small victory, and that small victory just kept on rolling. It was like a snowball going down a hill, kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What would you say is the point where that did change for them?
Well, I think it was at Blacksmith. Once they